the next logical question that I usually get asked at this point is, okay, so what determines the strength of our beliefs, the strength of the ideas, the hypotheses that we hold in our mind? And there's a very simple answer to this in neuroscience. Neurons that fire together, wire together. We didn't need neuroscience to give us this answer though, right? We've known it for all along. Ask any primary school teacher, ask any parent, how does your child learn new things? How do you learn? Through repetitions. The more a certain association is repeated again and again and again, those two related concepts, the neurons related to them are fired at the same time, your mind begins to understand and believe that for so-and-so individual, these two concepts are related and let me link them up. The linkage is formed, the belief is formed, the association is formed, the learning is formed. That's how we create mental models, through repetition. Now this is something, again, the advertisers know a lot, right? Which is why do you think they keep showing you the same boring 2-minute stuff over and over and over again? Because neurons that fire together, wire together. We actually can control and influence the power and the strength of these beliefs and ideas and models that we hold in our mind. Now let's take this and revisit the experiment, the phenomenon that I talked to you at the start of this lecture, right? The Pygmalion effect. Remember the Rosenthal experiment where the researchers went into the classroom and administered this test for the 3-star students? Well, let's run through that experiment in the light of what we've seen, and you'll see why that happened. Now there is something about the Rosenthal experiment that I did not tell you at that point, which is that once this phenomenon, the self-fulfilling prophecy of the expectation of the teachers influencing the performance of the students was noted, they still did not know why this was happening. So remember, all the sessions had been videotaped, so the researchers actually went and had a look at the videotapes. And what they found when they analyzed the videotapes was that even though the teachers were not conscious of being partial or showing any sort of favoritism, they were sending out non-verbal cues to encourage these 3-star students much more than they were doing to other students. When the teachers were questioned about this, however, they denied doing anything like this. Let's go through why the teachers were behaving in a way that they themselves were not aware of. The answer again lies in confirmation bias and the self-fulfilling prophecy. Okay, so imagine that you are a teacher. Okay, imagine that you are a teacher in the Rosenthal experiment, and one day you go to class and let's say again X, Y and Z are the 3-star students. And you ask a question in the class, and then there are all these other students. One of the star students, let's say X, puts up his or her hand and gives an answer which is wishy-washy, something vague that you didn't really make sense of, which in other times we would have thought the student might be beating around the bush, but in your mind, and you're listening to this answer, but in your mind, you know, part of your mental model knows that this is a star student, this is a very intelligent child. What do you think would be your response as a teacher if you think that a child who's supposed to be intelligent is giving this answer? You will try to make sense of it. I mean, it happens to me all the time. If I see a quote by Gandhiji or Swami Vivekananda or someone who I know is great and really intelligent, and I don't make sense of the quote right away. I read it a second time or third time to try and extract meaning from it. So as a teacher, you would try and extract the best meaning from the answer that the student gave you. You would listen to the student, process it and try and say, oh, is this what you meant? It doesn't mean you're being partial to the student. It just means that you are using all the information that you have in your mind in the best possible way. Let's say another student who's not X, Y or Z, just another student in the class puts up his hand and had given the same answer, wishy-washy, not making sense, something vague. What would your response be? Come to the point, what are you trying to say? A natural response. Again, not meaning that you're singling out this student, but that is what you know in your mind, and you are behaving in accordance to the totality of information that you have in your mind. This is exactly what they observed. Similar incidences like this is what they observed in the Rosenthal, in the videotapes, in the non-verbal cues. What happens to the child as the object of your attention is the child in this case. So what happens to the child as a result? In the first instance, X, who's supposedly the star child, you believe him to be the star child, although in reality he is not. He feels encouraged. His own belief is reinforced that, oh, what I'm saying is, I'm saying something of worth that my madam is really trying to make sense of and giving me so much attention, and I said something great. His own belief in his mental model, what is the belief that's getting strengthened? That I am a star, I know, I am clever, I am intelligent, I am a great student. As his beliefs grow, that gets shown in his action. He works better. And that is the loop, the loop of self-fulfilling prophecy that can actually translate from one person's belief, not just one person's belief, to your own action. So in the case of the advertisements, I told you how it is your belief that drives your action, right? So your belief about a product and the associations related to it that can drive your action to purchase that product. That's fairly simple to understand. But here what we see in Pygmalion effect is your belief and ideas about another person can influence that person's behavior to act more in line with your own expectations, because these are the cues that you're giving out. That is Pygmalion effect.